This is called Baby Come Back. It's off my new CD. This song I wrote about my people. It's called Norwegian Boulevard. This is a song about a man, a woman, and an airplane. It's a story of a couple that goes to Memphis. They stand in line in Graceland trying to see the Lisa Marie jet, and they have a wonderful time. But when they go back to Pennsylvania, the relationship starts falling apart. And this tells a story of how one of them is trying to put it all back together. We had a good time in Memphis. You even said so yourself. We had a good time, stood in a long line and saw the Lisa Marie jet. But when we got back to Allentown, nothing seemed to gel. Sometimes you love me, sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's hard to tell. You can sum us up lately in one line. Many a tear has to fall. We took off like a rocket ship, but then we hit the wall. Let's go back to the way we were in Memphis. Let's go back to the Lisa Marie jet. I never said you looked like Elvis. Oh yeah, oh yeah, that's my one regret. Oh yeah, oh yeah, the Lisa Marie jet. You can forward my mail to Memphis. I'll be at the Heartbreak Hotel with an Elvis impersonator in a tiny room that smells. When you come to your senses, when you understand, I'm not the only angel to fall from Graceland. You can sum us up lately in one line. Many a tear has to fall. We took off like a rocket ship, but then we hit the wall. Let's go back to the way we were in Memphis. Let's go back to the Lisa Marie jet. I never said you looked like Elvis. I never said you looked like Elvis. Oh yeah, oh yeah, that's my one regret. Oh yeah, oh yeah, the Lisa Marie jet.
and welcome back to another Potluck, your everything and anything talk and entertainment TV show. My name is Laura Hartman, and I'm your host. You just watched Jeff Severson, a fingerstylist guitar player who is from the Washington, D.C. area and actually is well known. So welcome to the show. You did a fantastic job.
Well, thanks for having me. I enjoyed playing. It was fun.
So how did you get involved? I think you were in a band a while back, like in the 80s, 90s.
Well, I've always sort of been in rock bands. I played in many bands, but whenever you're writing songs, it helps to have an acoustic guitar because it seems what you end up playing, acoustic guitar, when you're writing songs and stuff. And that's sort of where the fingerstyle developed. And I was in a band in the 80s called 4 out of 5 Doctors.
Right.
And the other guitar player, George Pittaway, and I used to have contests to see who could come up with the greatest fingerstyle arrangements.
Oh, wow. Because you don't see a lot of, I mean, I've interviewed a number of guitar players, and they've never done like the fingerstyle like you do.
Right.
I mean, that's really detailed. So did you get any type of training for that, or like what?
Well, it's a new world now. You can watch YouTube and you can watch somebody play it, and I learned by ear and by watching. You watch their hands, you watch them slowly, repeat it back and forth, and you get a better idea of what they're doing. And it's basically with fingerstyle, the difference is you're not playing with a pick with the right hand.
Right.
You're playing with the fingers. And if it's better to demonstrate it than it is for me to try to tell you. So it starts out, I'm playing the bass strings with my thumb. Then I add another finger, this one. And I add a third.
So with the last song that you played for us, you had this hand over there.
Yeah, it's called a tapping effect. And in essence, it's using hammering on with these fingers and tapping with this finger. Sort of a new style it's developed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So how long have you been a musician?
Since I was about 7 years old. Saw the Beatles on TV, like many people in my generation go, oh, that looks like fun, I want to do that.
So you just saw the guitar, or did you play other instruments?
I started out with trumpet. I played in a marching band with trumpet, but I really wanted to play guitar, but I couldn't convince anyone to carry my electric amp when I was playing, so it was difficult. So I switched to a guitar after that, dropped the trumpet.
Okay. So tell me about your music. And you have about like 10 albums out right now.
Right.
And you're working on another one right now.
Correct, thank you. I've done 10, working on the 11th CD. I have the good luck of having a studio in my house, so I can just keep making records, and I've been doing it for 15, 20 years now. And I get to play live at Jam and Java a lot when they have a world-renowned fingerstylist come through. Sometimes, most of the time, they have me open. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Very nice. And who would that finger guitarist, who's the world-renowned?
Well, the person I like best is Pierre Ben-Suzanne and Adrian Legg, and the list goes on and on. There's been 8 or 10 of them that I've opened up for there.
Okay. And the type of music that you have, what is the genre, or what is the name for?
It's hard to classify. You know, it's not really folk music. It's not bluegrass, certainly. Well, it could be. But it's sort of pop music, I think. Because when I'm writing, I have a melody in mind.
Okay.
And the melody is more like a pop-based melody. But, you know, fingerstyle guitar falls in many arenas. It can be jazz, it can be pop, it can be folk. It's wherever you want to take it.
Okay. Now, when you play it like Jam and Java or anywhere else, do you ever get like special requests, or you just have your list ready to go and you just play what you play?
Yeah, well, it's not like the people are, you know, trying to jam across the stage and make me play songs, but they call out requests once in a while, and I try to accommodate them.
Okay. So with your new album, or even from your previous ones, how do you write your songs, or how do you, when do you just start playing guitar and you're like, oh, that sounds good, and
good
then
question.
You just repeat it?
It starts from different places. Sometimes you'll be driving in your car and you'll get a great idea for melodies, so you record it in your phone. A lot of it's just kind of hunt and peck too. You just wander around the guitar till you find something you like, and that 2-bar phrase turns into a 5-minute song, you know.
Oh, wow.
It just takes a long time to do it right, I think. I don't really get those inspirations where, boom, I have a song, comes to me, and 15 minutes later it's done. I generally spend some time trying to write it, and then secondly, trying to perform it.
Okay. And what time frame would you give yourself for, like, the album that you're working on now? Like, how long of a time frame do you need?
To record it?
Yeah, like several months, a year?
Yeah. Well, I'm spoiled, so, you know, I take as much time as I need, you know. There's certainly enough music CDs out in the world, so I want to make sure the 11th CD I do is better than the 10 that I've done before. So it's always a matter and a fight trying to get the best performance and the best recording.
Okay. Now, are there a lot of fingerstyle guitarists in the area?
Not that many. There's small groups that get together,
Okay.
But they're not beating down the doors at the Guitar Center any means.
Okay. And now, comparison to, like, say, 10 years ago to today, getting your music out to people, how would you compare the two? Do you think it's easier today
I think
with,
it's easier
with the
with
social
digital
media?
Yeah, you can make a CD and you can distribute it to all your friends, and they'll tell 2 friends, and they'll tell 2 friends, etc. There are outlets like CD Baby, where my CDs are, where people can go to, plug in my name, and they'll see my CDs. They can either download them or order them. You know, but it just varies, you know, but it's certainly a lot easier now. But before, the record companies had all the power, and they would decide what would be released, but now anybody and his monkey can put out a CD.
Okay, okay. Now, do you ever try to get your music onto, like, radio stations, or do you do festivals or anything?
I do a little bit of touring in the Midwest.
Okay.
It's hard to get it on the radio because the radio waves are so difficult, challenging to get something on because there's so much material out there.
Sure.
But there's like local stations. WMAU is playing a version of Walk Away Renee that I did on fingerstyle guitar for years on their Sunday morning show.
Oh, wow. Okay,
cool,
okay. Where are they based out of? I know that in Baltimore there's like an independent music, like, radio station, and I didn't know if DC has that or not.
This is with American University, I think.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
I don't even know if they're still on the air, but.
Right. That's awesome. So you have a website, Jeff Severson. Sorry, I pronounced you wrong.
Everyone gets it wrong. It's no problem.
It's
JeffSeverson.com.
JeffSeverson.com.
Yeah.
Okay. And you have a list of all your albums there, or do you have to go to CD Baby to find?
Both areas have some. I'm sort of running out because I did a recent tour of the Midwest and sold a bunch of CDs, so I have to sort of check and see. But if you hear something you like, let me know and I'll send you one.
Okay. And when you go out to the Midwest, do you have, like, certain venues that you go to, like, every year, or?
There's places I play in Rapid City. I was in Rapid City, South Dakota, which is where I'm from.
Okay.
I played there a few weeks ago, and I played an arts center, and we had a great turnout. And I played with a friend of mine, Hank Harris, a singer-songwriter from the area, and we sat, like you and I, and traded songs for 2 hours, and people seemed to like it.
Oh, nice, nice. So what do you have, where do you see yourself in the next few years?
Well, I hope to keep doing what I'm doing. You know, music is difficult, not only to play, but to try to get anywhere, to make a living at it, and I'm sort of struggling doing that. You know, I've been doing it for years, and if I can keep doing it as long as I can, that'll make me happy.
Sure, sure. Now, do you have Facebook and all the other social media type deals? So people can look up your name on Facebook and Twitter, and there's no other Jeff Severson?
There's a Jeff Severson in San Diego who used to play with the Redskins, and sometimes I get confused with him because he's a country star.
Oh, okay.
And we were going to start a band, the Jeff Severson's band. Never took off.
Okay, okay. Well, thank you so much for coming. It was a pleasure to have you.
Enjoyed it.
And if you're just tuning in now, make sure you catch us on the web at www.potluck-online.org. And we'll see you soon, and thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Pleasure.